So when we get to the point of a project where I'm starting to take that project manager hat off and put on my real estate agent hat, is looking at the home in a different perspective. So it usually starts right around, it's always going, but it starts right around blue tape, which is maybe 1 or 2 times before the final walkthrough. And what I'm looking for is things that we need contractors to do before they exit the house. Little things that I found in the past, thresholds just not being secure. This one, for example, one of the pieces of the floor wasn't secured properly. So that's just with walking through the home a couple times, you'll start to notice things like that. Doors, a lot of times we find that these are just not tight enough. They're crooked, so we want everything just to be nice and tight and secure. Locks work, and that we have all the keys to the locks. We find that sometimes that doesn't happen. Another thing is these beautiful screens on the fireplace. I don't love them. Some people would add a regular door or just the chain curtains to it. We just are required to have one of these on the home for a VA or FHA inspection. So putting that real estate hat on, I'm anticipating what we're going to run into or could fail or get brought up on an inspection, because my goal is always to have a perfect inspection, which will never happen. But as much as I can eliminate, again, that perception of value is there when you have less things that get pointed out. So when we also in the kitchen, one thing that you need to do, especially in our equity boost, not necessarily flips, or if this is not a brand new stove, is you want to turn on all of these. You would not believe in homes that we're just helping people bring things up to date. We get called on the inspection report for one of these not functioning, when if we would have just checked that up front, we could have headed that off at the pass. So we do that. Another thing that people miss really, really easily is smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. They have to be in every room. So I know they're ugly, they're not ideal, so we try to place them in logical areas. You never want to place one by a stove or a sink, because obviously that steam is going to come up and set it off all the time, which is such a pain. But you are going to get called on that. A lot of the loans require them. So just making sure that the contractors get those last minute things in place is really important when we're walking through. Then you get to putting the sign in the yard and prepping for an open house. So we stock the refrigerators. We make sure that we've got a speaker on hand for music. We've got our proper marketing materials already delivered and ready for the open houses. And then that sign goes in the yard and we plan for a big party.